Item number 13, it's a file number 090627. It's a communication relating to the update on the West Pointe Condominium Project at 27th and Wells Street.
Is this chair okay?
That's a safe chair.
Okay.
Over the last year or so, we've come before this committee to give updates on the West Pointe condo development. Mr. Ries will join me on giving an update to this committee. At this time, there has been a lot of movement with this property, and I'd like to defer to Mr. Ries to give the disposition.
Mr. Ries?
Leo Ries, I'm the director of the LISC office in Milwaukee. As I think we reported previously, LISC was proceeding with foreclosure on the property. The sheriff's auction was held on February 15th, and we actually took title to the property on March 1st. Even though we didn't formally own the building, we have been basically managing the building for the last few months. And during that time, we've gutted out a lot of the problem. As I think the committee knows, there was a lot of water damage, and as a result of the water damage, there was a lot of mold and that was built up because of the residual damage. So we had to gut out a number of the residential units, basically stripping off all the floor coverings and the wall coverings, and then to spray the remaining joists with antimicrobial stuff, to get rid of the molds. And that sort of thing. And so we basically have removed a lot of that, demolished a lot of those interior finishes. We're currently now doing 2 of the commercial spaces that also suffered some water damage, and we're gutting that out. So that's part of the work that we've already done. Then the other thing that we're working on now is we have 2 prospective buyers that we're working with to put together a plan for the redevelopment of the building. We've been in touch with Steve's office, and we would, what we hope to do, hopefully within the next month, is come to the city with a fully prepared, fully worked out plan of how the building could be redeveloped and put back into productive use. I should mention one other thing that's related is that, there's been so much bad news about this building, but I am happy to report that we were also involved with the building across the street, the SoHi building that John Hennessy is doing, and I'm happy to report that we just closed on the financing for that, and that construction on that project will be commencing shortly.
Good. It's an old adage in business that was taught to me, and that is you can take a good project and put a bad manager on a good project, and that project will fail. But you can take a bad project and put a good manager on that project, and that project can become successful. And I'm hoping currently right now that that's the issue that we're in currently right now, is that it's a shift of focus. The reason why I'd like to bring it back to this committee is not to wait and drive everything based upon public opinion in the press, but at least we have a series of communications on the status of the building. That's important because the city has a significant amount of investment in that property. So we want to make sure that incrementally we get an update so that we know exactly what's the status of the property and what the potential is. So any other questions or comments by committee members?
Mr. Chairman.
I'll go to Alderman Wakowiak and then Alderman Wachowski.
Thank you. Leo, is the roof sound now? I mean, most of that damage occurred because water entered the building, right?
Well, the damage occurred because pipes broke within the building, not necessarily from the roof. The roof there are some problems with the roof, and we are doing some patching of some areas where the water is infiltrating into the building. But as part of the rehab plan, we would envision that whoever ultimately takes over the building would put an entirely new roof on the building. It would need a whole new roof.
And how many square feet per floor is that building, roughly?
I don't want to even say offhand. I would probably be guessing if I tried to say it.
Okay. Thank you.
Alderman Wachowski.
What percentage of the building is still good?
I would say 1/3 to 1/2. I mean, 2/3 to 1/2. I mean, the water damage was really in the northernmost portion of the building. And it was really like I said, 1/3 to 1/2 of the building was seriously affected by the water damage.
Is it in ready-to-go condition, the rest of it?
The rest of it would just need some cosmetic work. There's some structural things, like I said. Although the interior finishes on part of the building are still intact, like I said, the roof needs to be replaced. The elevator shaft, which services the whole building, needs to be repaired. So there's some of those general common area functions that have to be addressed as part of the rehab.
Okay, so I'm happy to hear that not all the previous work was damaged.
Yeah, there's still something there to build off of.
Alderman, there's still operating businesses that are in the retail portion of that building.
Mm-hmm.
So it is still usable.
Any other questions or comments by committee members? If not, thanks, Leo, for coming and giving us that update. And with that being said, Alderman Wade moves to place this item on file, and hearing no objections, so ordered. We'll move to item number 4.